Hi, it's the M.L.M for this whole channel. I do have a new topic for today. Before I begin, I'd just like to say many of the words and expressions of my mouth and the thoughts and meditations of my heart find favor and acceptance before you, Hashem. And some people I think have inspired me. Excuse me. Hope they can inspire you as well. We'll have links below this video to their sites. Rabbi Shalom Arish, Rabbi Lezer Brody, Rabbi Yosef Mizrahi, Rabbi Eli Mansur, Rabbi Lon Anavar, Rabbi Yuval Ovadia, Rav Daniel Asore, Nisim Baruch Black, David Sachs, Rabbi Michael Skobach, Jews for Judaism, Rabbi David Asher, Rabbi Ron Ruvain as well. And if you never checked out this channel before, I will have a link right below this video to my first video, which explains what M.L.M for this whole means, what it stands for, and what I'm doing. And Baruch Hashem, I'm back in business. Last week was an unusual for me that I had laryngitis. So Baruch Hashem, I'm better. So I decided to do this one because it's related to the customs of the month of Shevat, which is coming up. It's going to start by Ezrat Hashem tomorrow night. Once this posts tonight. And this is taken also from an email from Rabbi Eli Mansur, so he talks about the customs. So, and these customs I think relate because Rabbi Mansur is Sephardi and relates more to their customs, but it doesn't mean we can't, or we universally, meaning if you're not Sephardi or you're Ashkenazi, whatever you take on, doesn't mean you can't do this as well. So this is from Rab Chaim Palachi, was from Turkey, so I imagine he was also Sephardi. In his work Moed L'Kol Chai, discusses a number of different laws and customs relevant to the month of Shvat. He begins by establishing that the theme of this month is that of Hod, which literally means majesty, which corresponds with the primary attribute of Aharon HaKohen. As such, during this month, one must make a particular effort to emulate Aaron's quality of Ohev Shalom, Rodev Shalom, Verodev Shalom, meaning loving and pursuing peace. Rabbi Chaim emphasized the importance of maintaining peaceful relationships between friends and between husband and wife during this month. This concept is alluded to in the name of the month as the letters that spell Shevat, which is Shin, Bet, and Tet, represent the words Shalom, Bracha, and Tova, peace, blessing, and goodness. That's beautiful. So Rabbi Palachi, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, adds that during this month one must exercise particular care not to spread gossip and not to go to inappropriate places. Furthermore, in the month of Shvat, one should increase his efforts to support and give honor to Torah scholars. And as the nights are still quite long during Shvat and the nighttime hours are to be devoted to Torah learning, one should make a point to spend time at night studying Torah during these weeks. So the 15th of this month, which is coming up, of course, marks Tu B'Shvat, which is the new year for trees. So Rav Chaim records the famous customs to set the table on the night of Tu B'Shvat with a variety of fruits. He adds that each member of the family should recite the bracha over a specifically designed fruit. The father should recite the bracha of mizonot, which is over a grain product, symbolic of his wish for success in earning a livelihood, which is represented by wheat, as in the verse, he shall satiate you with the fat of wheat, which is from Tehillim 147:14. And the wife should recite the bracha of ha'etz over grapes, as the verse in Tehillim 128:3 says, it compares the wife of a God-fearing man to a fruitful vine. Sons should eat olives in accordance with the aforementioned verse in Tehillim, which likens the sons of a God-fearing man to young olive trees. The daughter should partake of pomegranates and walnuts, which are covered by an outer shell or covering, symbolic of the quality of tzniut, modesty. That's interesting as well. And that is required of Jewish girls and also women, and also actually men, just in a different way. Finally, the young children should eat apples in honor of the courageous women of Bnei Israel during the Egyptian bondage, who secretly delivered their babies in the apple orchards. So Rav Chaim adds that the young children should also eat dates on this night, but doesn't explain why. So in this context, Rav Chaim reminds us to pay careful attention to ensure that no insects are present in the fruits eaten on Tu B'Shvat, as the consumption of insects constitutes a grave Torah prohibition. One who is not careful in this regard will in effect commit a sin by partaking of these fruits, even as he seeks to perform a mitzvah. So that's just as important as actually eating the fruit, is being careful. Because sometimes even when you open dates, you could find is you have to open the date. Don't just bite into it. Same thing with an apple. Grapes, not as much, but I guess you could cut them in half. Olives too. And he also, Rav Chaim also urges to recite the brachot slowly and with concentration, rather than hurriedly, and not to perform an activity during the recitation of the bracha. Meaning, when you say a bracha, Baruch Atah Hashem, you're not motioning to someone over here or doing something else. You know, like you're saying Baruch Atah and you're reading something else. So the meaning is you pay full attention. Any activity during recitation. More generally, he recommends purchasing and frequently reviewing the work called Or Chadash on the laws of brachot, as the laws of brachot are particularly complex and relevant to day-to-day life. It is critical that one familiarize himself with these halachot. One must therefore make a point of acquiring books that outline these halachot in a clear, coherent manner and to consult such books on a regular basis. So even though some of it was customs related to probably the Sephardi world and more the Syrian, Rabbi Mansour is, I believe, Syrian, but he added some really good points on, saying your brachot slowly, on having shalom. So it wasn't all just about stuff that the customs do. But I think that would be a nice thing to do if you have a family where each person eats something different because it relates to something for them personally. So, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope and pray that this month of Shevat will be a joyous month for all, and that we will very, very, very soon merit to see the coming of Mashiach speedily in our days and the rebuilding of our final and everlasting Beit HaMikdash. Amen, and thank you for watching.